Good day, everyone. I am Marvel Makatambad, your first speaker for this day. Together with me are my groupmates, Miss Ellis Shannon, Villar Princess Kit, Echano Angeline, and Desanan Lucy, and we are the group Giampingan. So today we are going to discuss the assigned topic to us, which is writing the objective short response test. So, objective test is a test consisting of factual questions requiring extremely short answers that can be quickly and unambiguously scored by anyone with an answer key, thus minimizing subjective judgments by both the person taking the test and the person scoring it. So, objective tests are questions whose answers are either correct or incorrect. They tend to better at testing low-order thinking skills such as memory, basic comprehension, and perhaps application of numerical procedures, for example, and are often, though not necessarily always, best used for diagnostic assessment. However, this still affords a great variety of both textual and numerical questions types, including, but not limited to, calculations and mathematical derivations, MCQs, fill in the blanks question, and short essay, short answer questions. So it is also a test designed to exclude as far as possible the subjective element on the part of both those taking and grading it by presenting a number of factual questions to be answered by one word or a check mark instead of verbal expression, and organization of material compare essay examination. So a test or examination, it is an assessment intended to measure a test taker's knowledge, skill, aptitude, physical fitness, or classification in many other topics. A test may be administered orally, on paper, on a computer, or in a confined area that requires a test taker to physically perform a set of skills. So almost everybody has experienced testing during his or her life: grammar test, driving license tests, and etc. So, understanding the different types of testing, the kinds of results they provide, and how they complement one another help teachers determine what is the best course of action it is. So now we have two general types of tests, the objective and the subjective test. So first is objective test. It aims to assess a specific part of the learner's knowledge using questions which have a single correct answer. On the other hand, subjective tests, it aims to assess areas of students' performance that are complex and qualitative using questioning which may have more than one correct answer or more ways to express it. So that's all of my part. Now I am going to pass the floor to Miss Elish Shannon.
Greetings to all. I am Sean Indeyawe Ellis discussing objective and subjective test characteristics. But I am going to emphasize the idea of objective characteristics. So now, objective test characteristics are so definite and so clear that a single definite answer is expected. Second, they ensure perfect objectivity in scoring. Third, it can be scored objectively and easily. It takes less time to answer than an essay test. For educator, apply objective test characteristic since test appears the capacity to preserve a practical point of view and keep individual biases to a least. Instructor who are objective maintain a strategic distance from utilizing their possesses judgments and interpretations. They depend on facts or data to allow correct avocation. That's all for my part. I am passing the floor for continuation to Miss Princess Kate Villar. Again, I am Sean Indiawe Alice. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
Good day, each and everyone. I am Princess Kit Villar and I was assigned to discuss the subjective test characteristic. So first, subjective items are generally easier and less time-consuming to construct than our most subjective test items. So it means that subjective tests are tests where students are asked to give an argument about a prompt and support it with evidence. Subjective tests often use questions like short answers, questions that requires a brief explanations of a term. So you can say that it is easier and take less time because they are relatively easy to construct and can be constructed faster than multiple choice questions. Unlike objective tests that use matching or true and multiple choice questions. So short answer questions allow students to explain their understanding much better than they would have with multiple choice questions. So second, different readers can rate identical responses differently. The same reader can rate the same paper differently over time. It means that subjective and objective tests are both effective in measuring knowledge as well as the test taker's ability to apply it to solve problems. But subjective test questions will measure the test taker's writing and language skills, especially if the purpose is to test language proficiency. Usually, examiners of a subjective test are more interested in measuring the ability of the test taker to apply his knowledge, rather than just retention of information and being able to correctly recall it verbatim. Unlike objective tests that often test skills other than those that the teacher intended, as they sometimes require too much reading comprehension and abstract thinking. That's why students don't get an opportunity to practice and demonstrate their writing skills. So, I realized from my report that as a future educator, that it is easy to make a test using a subjective test because it is easier and takes less time than multiple choice questions.
A pleasant day, everyone. I am Angeline Ichano and I will discuss what effects the tests have on the testing and learning process. So the washback or backwash effect is the effect that testing has on the teaching and learning processes. The effect can be positive and negative. The validity of the testing process can influence the content of our courses and the way we teach in direction that is either with or against the better judgment of the administrators, teachers, students, and parents. From the point of view of testing, the washback effect becomes negative when there is a mismatch between what the material or abilities we teach and what is tested. For example, an achievement test that is only multiple choice has a negative washback effect on any attempt to teach productive skills such as speaking and writing in class. On the other hand, if the achievement test includes both spoken and written parts, the washback effect has a positive influence on students and teachers' attitudes to practicing productive skills in the classroom. That's all from my part, and I will pass the floor to the next reporter. Thank you.
Hello guys, I'm Lucy Lucena and now I'm going to discuss the importance of objective tests. So what is the importance of objective tests? So objective tests are usually to check that learners are coming to terms with the basics of the subject in order that they have a firm foundation and knowledge. So an objective test is really important to check that students that they really understand the lessons or subject so that they have a strong foundation and knowledge when it comes to that subject matter. Also, they are useful because it can test a wide sample of the curriculum in a short time and can be marked easily without or with the help of the technology. So additionally, objective tests are those that contains a limited numbers of correct response and can be quickly scored without the need of judgment, even by a computer. So multiple choice tests are the most popular type of objective test. So each multiple choices test items represents a STEM, which could be a question or an incomplete statement. An example of objective items include multiple choice, true or false, matchings, and completion. We have also the advantage of objective tests. So here's our first marking of question and can be easily standardized in many situations, even automated. And last, it's allow teachers to quickly assess a broad range of topics and provide immediate and direct feedback to both students and staff. So that will be all. Thank you for listening.